Hi friends, welcome back to another video and welcome to all the new friends around here. I am Sky and I usually post videos around my creative and crafty endeavors, which are mainly knitting and sewing, but I have been hyperfixating on sewing lately, so today it's not going to be different. We are going to be looking at the Chiagoo needle set systems. And I mainly wanted to make this video because when I was researching which needle set to get, I was kind of struggling. So I decided to make a video to help you basically make an informed purchasing decisions, because this needle set isn't cheap, okay? So you want to buy the right thing and the right thing for you, okay? So we're going to dive straight in. I got this needle set for my birthday a few weeks ago and I'm really happy with it. I can say that already. This is the pouch the sets come in. I mean the main sets. It has like different sets as well, but we'll look at that a little bit later. So this is how it's looking like. Yeah, don't mind what's going on underneath here, because these are my wood needles that I've been using up until now. I'm still using them, will continue to use them, but I'm also happy to have these in my collection as well, because I think also knitting with wood needles and metal needles is just a different thing. So it's nice to have both if you want that. Also, some people don't like knitting with metal needles, which I can't absolutely understand, and some people don't like to use wood needles. So it's also very a personal thing, a preference thing. So you can see what works best with your knitting and maybe try other needles from maybe friends or relatives that are also into knitting, to just get a feel for it before you decide to settle on a full needle set, because they're obviously not cheap. So yeah, so this is the interchangeable knitting set from Chiagoo. It's the twist red version. And yeah, I'm going to share with you everything you need to know. I got the small set. Yeah, so it ranges from 2.75 millimeter to 5 millimeter needles, and I got them in the 5-inch length. So I'm going to talk a little bit more about the specifics, because that's something I also didn't really realize. And I think it's really, really important for you to make a good and informed decision, because it's really, really annoying if you order a knitting set and you're super excited and then you realize it's not working for you. But you could have prevented this from happening if you had more information about this. So yeah, let's get started. So the reason why I decided to make this video in general, as I already said, I wanted to do some research before getting this needle set, but I found that, for one, the videos I was seeing were quite old and maybe not as extensive as I wanted them to be, in a sense. And I also like watching new videos when I want to purchase something. So yeah, that's one of the reasons. And yeah, there's some information that are not necessarily a given to know. So I also wanted to do a few mentions on the specifics on this Chiagoo needle set. And yeah, so let's get straight to the chase. So what you need to know about the Chiagoo interchangeable needle set. So you need to know that there are different sizes and different lengths of the sets. So the sizes range from mini to large. So you have a mini, small, and large. They are categorized in different millimeter ranges. So the mini ranges from 1.5 millimeter to 2.5 millimeter. The small ranges from 2.75 millimeter to 5 millimeter needles, and then the large ranges from 5.5 millimeter to even 10 millimeter needles, okay? So they're all made of stainless steel, and even the cables are steel coated with nylon, which ensures that while you're knitting, your cable is not twisting and turning with it. So that's a really, really good plus. Also, there are differences in the length. So as I already said, the shorties, they are 5 centimeter long. Then you have the 10 centimeter length, which is 4-inch. And then you have the 13 centimeter length, which is 5-inch. And that's the 13 centimeter, just for you to have a reference, is how long a lot of interchangeable needles usually are. So that's the normal size, and 10 centimeters a little bit smaller. So yeah, so you have to just keep that in mind, because depending on how big your hands or small your hands are, you might want to go with different ones. And also depending on which type of projects you usually knit, this could also be a deciding factor of which ones you go with. The shorties are mostly used for smaller circumference projects like mittens or gloves or socks. So that's what they're mostly used for. And the 10 centimeter needles can also be used for all of that, which I've previously mentioned, but also for people maybe with smaller hands that also like to knit sleeves with them as well. Yeah, and some people can even manage to knit full projects with these needle sizes. This also depends on how big your hands are and if you tend to cramp while knitting or not. And the 13 centimeter size is the regular length you would have in most sets, which was the one that I went for, because that's what I'm used to, and I didn't want to make like huge changes because I didn't want to take the risk. But I could also see myself getting the shorties maybe for socks, but I'm still holding off on that because I have never knitted socks in my life, and I just want to start before I make a purchase. Otherwise, I don't want to waste money on that as well. So what's in my set? So the set that I got, as I mentioned already, I got the small set, which ranges from 2.75 millimeters to 5 millimeter needles. I decided to go with this size because I mostly knit rather smaller gauges and not so big gauges, rarely over 6 millimeter needles. And yeah, I feel like even if I feel I might be missing the 5.5 millimeter needles in my set or the 6 millimeter, I can still get these ones separately, so I don't have to commit to the entire set. Because you can also get them in the entire set, which includes the small and the large. The small and the large needle sizes, which would amount to over like maybe around 200 euros, which is a lot for me personally to spend on needle sets. So I decided to go with the small and add individual needles if I needed them. So yeah, let's look at what comes in this set. So as I already said, they're all stainless steel. What I really love about them is that, I don't know if you can see it, the size of the needles is always inscribed on the needle itself. And for some of you, it might be completely normal to have that. But for me personally, I've been working with these ones, and as you can see, the size is already like, the size is already rubbed off. You can maybe see it faintly, but it's already rubbing off. And I don't like that at all. It's just such a flaw, and I don't know how needle producers, needle companies can still not provide needles that have the needle sizes permanently on them. I don't know how that is even possible in this day and age, but yeah, that's like a thing I nitpick on. Yeah, what does it come with? So it comes with the bag. It comes with the needles, of course. I really love this bag. It can hold a lot of needles. It also has like some space underneath here as well. For shorties, you can even put shorties in here, I figured out, which is really, really nice. So you can basically fit your entire Chiagoo sets in this pouch. What it comes with as well is, of course, the cables. These are the stainless steel coated needles, which come in 14-inch, which is 35 centimeters, 22-inch, which is 55 centimeters, and 30-inch, which is 75 centimeters. Then it comes with like a little ruler. Yeah, and you can also check your needle sizes with this one as well, which I really like. It's a super extra that you get, like this one. And then you get like this tools, like a cable stopper here, these white ones. Then you have like a thing to touch, like to hold your needles with while tightening. And then you have like your needles to tighten, like needle type of things to tighten your needles to the cable. And another like little thingy, let me get it out. It's like a cable connector, so you can basically connect two cables to one another using this tool. And also, this tool comes in different sizes as well. So this is the S size. So you can only use this one connecting the S cables, the S size cables. Let's say I have a S size cable and I want to use an L size needle. That's not possible because the cable is compatible with the needle it comes with. So you would have to get like a converter to make this fit on a L sized needle, if you get what I mean. So this is one aspect that I found really, really confusing, because I'm used to having needle sets and cables that go with everything, and this is very specific. So you have to basically use the respective needles with their cables. And if you want to use cables from a different size on a different size, you always have to get the converter, which you can easily get online, but it's just good to know if you're not familiar with this type of system. And it also comes with these stitch markers as well. These are like the round stitch markers. They can't open, which I find, I don't know if I would ever use them, because I've never used them before. Maybe I can find a use for them, but as it is right now, I like the ones that can open and close at the same time. So that's it basically for the entire set. That's what all it comes with. I think it's good. The next point, I have to look at my notes, sorry. What I love about this set is mainly the needles, of course. For me, everything else is a bonus. I love the needles and the cables. These are the main things that I love about this set. The cables were actually the thing that were an absolute game changer for me. Just in the experience, the knitting experience as a whole, just knitting something, even magic loop is so enjoyable using this, because you don't have like the turning and twisting, and it's just like everything just stays put. You can knit flat and it just stays put. Nothing is twisting, nothing is turning, nothing is looking weird. So it's a very nice and relaxed way to knit with this needle set. I really love the quality of the stainless steel. It is smooth, but it also is not too smooth. So you won't have the issue of stitches just flying off your needles because of the stainless steel being so slippery, which I've had with other needles. So this one, you can easily use this as your main needle set. You can use it for whatever yarn. I think it will work with whatever yarn because, yeah, it's not that slippery. So yeah, that is very, very good factor if you are looking for a main needle set and you want to knit everything with the same needle set, because it's not that slippery. Another thing that I really like is the really sharp points. It's really, really sharp. So yeah, it's definitely much sharper as the wood needles that I'm currently using. And I mean, it's a love-hate relationship that we have right now, because when I'm knitting, I usually knit like this, and I use my index finger to push down the stitches from the needle. And sometimes it hurts my index finger because it's so pointy. So yeah, that's something I need to get used to. So some people don't like the extreme pointiness of needles. So if you don't like that, maybe stay clear from these needles. Also, one thing that I really appreciate is that there is no snagging on the joints. It is very smooth. It's very smooth. Sometimes though, I have the issue, I've noticed that it would just come in undone, and then obviously it would then start snagging because it kind of unscrewed itself. So I don't know if it's a general thing that people have, or maybe I'm not tightening the needle enough on the cable, but sometimes I've noticed that this joint will kind of come undone a little bit, and then it would get snagged. But other than that, if it's screwed on super tightly, this shouldn't be an issue, because you can see, like, because the cable is the perfect size to the needle, you have like a really smooth transition there. These are all the points that I like about this needle set. So what are the things you should be mindful of before committing to this needle set? So ask yourself the question if which sizes you mostly use in your current needle sets. I know that not everyone knits with every size. You will have your specific ranges that you tend to knit with most. So based on this information, you can then decide whether you want the small or the large one, or even the mini, if that's something you want. Because getting everything will be very expensive. So that's why, especially in this case, you should be kind of strategic of what you get. You don't spend more on this needle set than you actually have to. So I think the price is around like 180 to 200 euros if you get everything. So yeah, that's something to definitely be mindful of. Also, the set only comes with 3 cables. I think that's the standard that most sets come in, with 3 cables. So you might want to stock up on more cables if you are a knitter that knits a lot of projects at the same time. Yeah. And you can also get specific needle sizes if you need them and if they're not included in the needle set that you want to go with. Also, a question that you should ask yourself is if you even like working with stainless steel needles. Maybe you have a stainless steel needle laying around and just ask yourself, do you enjoy knitting with it or not? Although the stainless steel needle that you have at home probably is not up to par with the quality you have with the Chiagoo ones, I think it's also a general thing. Like some people don't like this sound it makes when you're knitting. So it wouldn't be wise of you to get this needle set if you don't like the clicking sound it does when the needles hit together. Although I find when you're using these needles, it's not a very pronounced sound that you're getting in comparison to other ones where the sound is much louder. You get it? Yeah, so it's not that bad. So obviously you still get some sound, but it's kind of muted, the sound. The sound is kind of muted. So something to be mindful of. Yeah. What I really appreciate about this needle set system is that it is very customizable to your specific needs. So if you need rather smaller needles, you can get them individually if you need the sizes in a specific length that you want as well. So there are different ways to combine so you get what you actually need. So for me, that is a very big plus. So this will help you definitely get your knitting experience to the next level if you want that. So the last question I would pose in this video is this set actually worth the hype? And I think I would answer with yes, because as I already mentioned, this needle set can be customized to your specific needs to the T, which is really, really helpful if you're very specific, if you're very experienced knitter and you already know what you like and what you don't like. I would also say it's worth the hype because the quality of the materials, especially the needles and the cables, are really, really high. I really enjoy the pouch it comes in as well because I can put my bits and bobs of my knitting supplies in this little space here as well. So there is a lot of space in this pouch and I've been definitely using it really well. Yeah, all of the points that I've mentioned, the yarn not snagging in the joints, the material being very high quality, and especially the needles not being too slippery, not too noisy whilst knitting, are all aspects that are contributing to me loving the set. And yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you were still on the fence of making a decision, I hope it was a little bit more educational, maybe gave you some insight in what to look out for when you're getting your own set. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. I hope you stay blessed, you stay beautiful and fabulous as always. Bye.